everybody, welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I want to dive into the banks raising their dividends. Their earning reports came in, they all did very well, some did better than others, but when the news came out that the dividend increases happened, I had to take a step back. I wanted to enjoy this moment because I've been looking forward to this for a very long time. When the OFSI lifted the dividend restrictions, I got so excited and I was waiting and it just seemed to take forever. And now that it's here, I just couldn't be more thrilled. All the banks did absolutely great. I'm going to touch on it. I'm going to touch on why we can still be excited looking forward until next year. By now, you've all heard that the Bank of Montreal did the absolute best. They raised their dividend by a whopping 25%. The CIBC, my favorite bank, actually raised their dividend the least. It's my biggest holding. I'm not upset about it. I'm going to get into why in a moment. They raised it the least, though, just over 10%. I did expect a lot more, but the earnings were all great for the bank. The future looks bright for all of them. Interest rates will be rising in 2022. They're going to have more margin. They can make more money going forward. And all of the banks have decided to do a lot of share buybacks. On average, 2.7% of outstanding stock in all the banks are being bought back. That is a huge number. That is going to boost earnings per share going forward. It's a way of the banks returning some value to shareholders in addition to the traditional dividend increase. Now, I want to touch on CIBC. On the screen here, I have the list of their paid out dividends, and we can see the new dividend amount quarterly is $1.61. Prior to this, we were at $1.46, so you'll notice we obviously had a big jump, and this was because the banks needed to play catch-up. CIBC missed a year of dividend increases, so they kind of combined 2 years in one, and that's why we see this very, very large jump that's around 10%. But if we scroll down here, we're going to notice something interesting. Now, CIBC was paying $1.46. 2 quarters prior to that was $1.44. 2 quarters prior to that was $1.40. Obviously, you guys see a trend here. CIBC in particular likes to raise their dividends twice a year, not once, okay? So I believe, and this is just my personal opinion and a little bit of speculation on this, that CIBC has played catch up now. They've raised their dividend 10% for this year. 2021's taken care of. And next year in 2022, we're going to see 2 incremental small dividend increases again to get us back on track because finances are back on track. The bank is very, very profitable. And like I mentioned, all the banks are doing a large amount of share buybacks, increasing earnings per share, which will decrease their payout ratio, meaning they are free to continue raising the dividend. Now, this strategy isn't unique to CIBC. It's just my favorite bank. It's just my biggest holding right now. So that's why I'm referencing this. I believe Royal Bank will also be doing this and raising twice a year in small increments, getting back on track. So, CIBC lovers, investors, don't feel discouraged. I mean, 10% is nothing to put your nose down about. It's amazing, number one. But going forward, we're going to see little small ones in 2022. Don't worry about it. I'm fairly confident. The future's still bright for this one. Like I said, guys, all the banks absolutely killed it, but BMO and National Bank really, really did the most. I'm going to have to give a little hats off, a little nod of the head to National Bank here. I've really talked a lot of garbage on the channel about this bank because they've offended me in the past by cutting the dividend, being the only Canadian bank to ever do so. It's a matter of national pride, and I just hate that they did that. It's disgusting. Like that's how strongly I feel about it. But if they're going to be putting out quarterly results like this and raising their dividend so high, I'm going to have to put a little bit of spotlight on them. I'm going to keep watching the next couple of quarters because I might be missing an opportunity. If I'm stuck in the past, I'm going to miss what they're doing in the present, and I'll really miss out in the future. So I'm going to keep an eye on National Bank. I advise you guys to do so as well. They are the smallest of the big 6, so they got a lot of opportunities to pivot. The bigger banks, they're kind of stuck in their lanes. They're so big, it's hard to change things. When you're on a smaller scale, I mean, National Bank is still big, but they still have room to pivot quickly. If you notice, they're the first ones to put out the free online trading platform of the big 6, and the other banks are watching. Believe me, I know that they are. They're afraid of the Wealthsimples. They're afraid of the national banks, and for good reason. So you need to keep your eye on the smaller banks. I'm not going to include Canadian Western and Laurentian. They're on another scale. They're not on what we're talking about here, but National Bank is one to watch, guys. I hope you guys are happy with the Canadian Bank dividend increases. Let me know. Are you guys Is some of you guys sad about it? Did you not get enough? Were you expecting more? I'm super thrilled. I'm excited. I'm a lot richer, and I know you guys are too. Stay tuned for the next video, guys. We'll see you.